Good afternoon. Good afternoon, my people. What's up, world? It is Sunday, January 21st, and I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ because with him all things is possible. What's up, y'all? How's everybody feeling today? I hope everybody's good. I know everybody haven't came in yet, but what's going on? Um, last time I was on was Thursday. Thursday was the last day I believe I was on. Yeah, I didn't go Friday, Saturday. So yeah, I had to step back a little bit. Was a little under the weather, and sometimes I get a little not bored, but a lot of times I don't get interested in getting on here talking like I usually would because everybody be talking about the same thing. So sometimes for me, I get a little uninterested. So I wanted to fall back for about 2 days and just chill. But I had to come back on here, talk this boxing as usual. Of course, last night we had Jonas Mayer last night. Hope I'm saying Jonas. I hope I'm saying her name right. Michaela May. We had that last night. We got to talk about that. That was, boy, boxing. Y'all just got to relax. It's too much going on, man. But we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that and get into a lot of other things that's going on. So let's do it. All right. So newcomers, regulars, everybody, welcome to the No Duck Zone podcast. Let's go. James, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Oh, I'm already feeling better. I'm good. I'm all right. That's why I'm on now. If I, usually I used to get on here and not feel good, and people didn't know I felt good unless you looked at my face. That's how dedicated I am to doing this. Because even back when I was on Instagram, man, I used to come on here. You sometimes you didn't know how I feel. Sometimes you could see it in my face. Sometimes you couldn't. Bro, mad chat if you it's all bullshit. LOL. It's he needs. Yeah, yeah. It's no need to get upset. It's no, it's no need. It is no need. It is what it is at the end of the day, man. So yeah, with me, I just needed just, like I said, to step back sometime. Because sometime when you're doing these lives, you feel like you don't get the support, not so much that you should be getting, but you're not getting. Sometimes it's just like, what the hell with it, right? I'll just go live whenever I feel like going live instead of me having a schedule from Monday to Friday. I'll just do it when I feel like it. Tay Tay, what's up, sis? Trolls for days over there. Yeah, the trolls ain't going nowhere, Can. I mean, they play a big role in these. They play a big role in these channels. The only thing about trolls that over here, I'm not gonna entertain them. So as soon as they come in, I'm gonna let them make their comment, and then I'm getting them out of here. There's a lot of channels. Appreciate it, Tay Tay. There's a lot of channels that entertain these trolls and let them hang around. You don't get to hang around here. You don't get to hang around here for what? I don't need you. I appreciate you viewing. I'm gonna block you so you can go ahead and go make another page and or another account, and I'm gonna get you right up out of here. That's simple. I don't have time to entertain these trolls, man. Everybody else will do it, but I'm not gonna do it. So it's different over here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so for me, workflow, many blessings. Thanks, Tay. You already know me. I was supposed to be in Long Island last night, Tay. I didn't even show up. Uh Wifey wasn't feeling good, and that was a long way to go to Long Island in this cold. We ain't had that Uber Lyft money. We ain't even do it. So, but it's all good. I'll be in Long Island though for sure. on the 29th of next month, February 29th. I'll be back for an amateur show, and then I'll be back June 15th in Long Island for the same show that I was supposed to went to last night. I'll be back for that same one. They do that show every, I think, like every 4 or 5 months they're gonna do it. So I'll be back for it. Pop, what up? What up? What up? What up? Yeah, it's cold out there, so I don't listen. I don't play with that cold weather, man. I'm gonna be real with you. When I was born in January, I don't play with this cold weather. You would think for somebody who was born in it, I would love it. Nah, I might as well have been born in June because I'm a summer baby. I ain't gonna hold you. When the summer come out, the first thing I'm worried about is wearing the white beater and some shorts. I like to keep it simple. I don't care about having no muscles or none of that, son. Because I know people that walk out and they got a big belly and they belly is crazy. And they be, I'm like, if they could show their arms, I could show mine. So I don't even be worried about any of that. I mean, so yeah, like I said, sometimes you get a little uninterested where you don't want to do these lives, man, and that's just how it is. It's like I am a summer baby to live, but I can't stand heat. Yeah, I mean, it happens. I'm proud to be born in January because I'm born in one of the coolest months, and it's in the first week too. So that I would never take back. I'm happy about that though. I'll never take that back. I can't hold you. I love being a January baby. I just hate dealing with the weather. Yeah, but like I said, you get a little uninterested sometimes. You get where you don't, you know what I mean? I can understand how some people get upset and they don't want to do lives no more. Um, they feel like they ain't getting the support. It gets aggravating, it gets annoying. You know what I mean? You're not gonna go around and keep telling people to subscribe to your channel or do this and do that. You know what I mean? We live in a world where some people support what they want to support when they want to support it. And I realized that. So um I won't continue to push that on those who act like they fool with me. I'm just no longer gonna do it. In the words of my sister Kui, if you're not on my channel, I'm not on yours, and that's what I'm gonna start living by. That's the way it's gonna have to be. It's just gonna have to be like that. You'll go out your way supporting more. You'll go out your way supporting somebody more than what they're supporting you, and it just can't. You can't have it like that. Excuse me, y'all forgot something. Hold on one second. So yeah, that's just the way it's gonna have to be. You know, I don't have the flyest channel. I don't have the best topics, but my thing is always to uplift people and not to bring them down. And I try to do my best in doing that. And might work for some people, it might not work, and it's okay. You can always tell what works for people and what don't work for people. Because when you're talking, you can watch how people are dropping off. Can't please everybody, right? It is what it is. Um, so I didn't get to see the Michaela May fight. Can't just can't. I'll see you soon too, man. Have a good one. There you go. See what I mean? There we go, right there. See that? There you go. Now go make another fake account, idiot. There we go. See what I mean? Already. See how easy it is to do that? It's that simple. Gotta get rid of these idiots. These idiots don't have nothing to do but to make fake accounts. So anyway, like I was saying, so I didn't get to watch the fight when it was aired, but there was a channel I went and watched where I got to see the full fight. Like you know how when it goes to the end of the when it comes to the end of the round, but it doesn't show them talking, but it gets to the next round. So I got to watch Jonas and Mayer. Um, I don't know. It seems like in the last couple rounds, um, I think I seen that's when Mayer started to turn it up. She got a couple of good shots in the early rounds. I believe both of them did their thing. Um, I read a lot of comments where they were even when I read it, I was like, damn. Um, Scorecards was crazy. I rather them had I rather them had made it a draw, in my opinion, than for them to go do what they did. I'd rather them had made it a draw. And this is the problem with the sport of boxing. Um, these judges have to do a better job. Now, what I saw was Jonas, which she's a hell of a fighter. Um, she had her moments. So did Michaela. Um, I could sit here and say, yeah, she got robbed, she got robbed, she got robbed. But then I probably would be sounding like everybody else because it wasn't until when I actually looked back and I watched the fight. And I said, you know what, for all that, you might as well call it a draw. Now, a lot of y'all gonna say is, well, where's the draw? Where was the draw? Well, can we honestly say Jonas won that whole fight? Bruce Gas, my brother, what's up? Appreciate y'all. Everybody, please smash that like button on your way in, on your way out. Tell a friend to tell a friend. This is where it goes down at, man. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Somebody will say, well, you can't call it a draw. Where was the draw? I mean, they both went in there and they gave it they all. Like I said, I see Mayer in the last couple rounds. I think it was the seventh, eighth, maybe the eighth or ninth. Where she turned it up and she busted Jonas up pretty bad. If you looked at her face, now I know a lot of us don't go by that. Well, the face don't mean nothing because That's how I used to judge boxing. I used to judge whoever looked jacked up the most um, was the winner. And fortunately, you can't do that. You can't go by that. Understand? Because somebody could look jacked up, and the other person's face could be clear, and they still ended up getting the best of you. So, but far as scorecards, Sebastian, what's up, son? Far as scorecards, that was crazy. That's the biggest problem that we have with the sport of boxing is that we don't just have it in professional, but we also have it in amateur boxing, where it's well, even though amateur boxing, they it's at some point we have to stop it before we can say that another fighter won because we all see fights from different angles, and sometimes we can have different opinions. We all don't have the same opinion. Everybody don't have to jump out there. Everybody doesn't have to jump out there and necessarily say that Michaela was robbed unless she dominated the whole fight. We can't say she dominated the whole fight because there was times Jonas had her moments. So we can't say that because they were going to make it seem like it was a sweep. It really wasn't a sweep. But that's just my opinion. Some of y'all might say, well, what fight did you watch? I watched it. I didn't watch it when it was live, but somebody it was you know how you go on another channel when you want to watch it again and somebody put it up, but they put the full fight up. They just didn't show them in the corner giving instructions. It skips on to the next round. But it was slow where I was able to see from the first to the 10th round. And we can't make it seem like she just breezed through that whole fight. We can't do that. So this is how I feel. Unless somebody really dominates, not in the last couple rounds, but from the first round to you heard Michaela say, I gave it the first 2 rounds. So that counts for something. Even though I felt like she had more than 2 rounds. I felt like she had her moments. Um, and if we're going to do that, I'd rather call it a draw to set up another one. Now with a draw, people go, once again, what fight was you watching where you think it was a draw? Well, what fight were you watching where you think Michaela dominated through the whole fight? When you just heard her say, I give at least 2 rounds. Now, 2 rounds doesn't mean that Jonas wins the fight, but they both had their moments. It was a damn good fight. Um, I didn't think it would be that entertaining. It was well entertaining. Nobody hit the ground. I mean, listen, nobody hit the ground. It was a very entertaining fight that I would love to see those two run it back again. But just here in America, not over there. All right, if y'all feel like some of y'all gonna feel like Michaela got robbed again because she was overseas again, because it happened in the Alicia Garbrandt fight, in the Garbrandt, it happened in that one. But I think that Jonas was a tough opponent than Alicia. Just my opinion. My opinion. Hell of a fight. Now, what she did too. Now, the only thing is what Mayor did to her, as far as with the damage on her face. She didn't do that to Alicia, so Alicia is a better. I have to say, yeah, Alicia's probably a better boxer. They say styles make fights. It was proven. I would love to see a get back versus us sitting on these panels and arguing about it, because I know that's what we're going to argue about. Man, Mayor won, and no, Jonas won, and this person won. At the end of the day, only thing we should be on here arguing about is the damn scorecards. It's crazy. But what can we do? The best way to fix that is to run it back. And Mayor seemed interested in it. And I say, why not? Why not? Run it back. They can do it here. Um, Probably not Vegas because that's where Micaiah lives. So if anything happens there, they'll be saying they only gave it to her because she's in Vegas. She lives in Vegas. So maybe bringing it here or going to California or coming to New York. You take Jonas and you take Mayor and you put him in the garden. That'll do something. That'll do something. I think it's only right that Micaiah gets that. Salute, 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 salute. I think it's only right that Micaiah gets that. She already dealt with the loss with Alicia over there. I don't know if they was in the same spot. She just dealt with that. Now that happened last night. Why would she take a rematch over there so something can happen a third time for her over there? This is where fighters get discouraged. I don't care if they're females or males. This is where they get discouraged when things like that happen. Now, you take a rematch and you bring it to California or you bring it to New York and the same thing happens, then we know who the better fighter is. And that's just something that Micaiah would have to live with. But a rematch definitely needs to be set. It needs to be set soon. We're in January. Hopefully about May, June. Let's get it on. It's not in the. She does not have a rematch clause in her contract, but Jonas might, and she might not want to take it. It might be too risky for her, so we can't get our hopes up for that because she might not do it. When certain fighters ain't used to taking that type of beating or they getting hands put on them like that, a lot of them feel like it's not a risk. I mean, it's too much of a risk to take. Uh, I could take somebody else that might be a little easier. That's too much of a risk. But if you want to prove that you're the best, you're going to have to take that. I want to see Jonas and Micaiah again. To be honest with you, right here in New York. Right here in New York. Right here. What's the problem? Why can't we? Hmm? We can make it happen. May or June. May will probably be better. What? February, March, April, May. Yeah, May will be better. Right at the garden. But before we all go out of our way and spend the rest of this week arguing about it, because this is what we have a big problem. Because let's not argue about the fight. Let's argue about the scorecards. Let's argue about these judges. But even with you arguing about the judges, it's not going to change anything because they see things different. How different? I don't know. Because we're right there watching the fight and we see certain things, but they're closer than what we are. They see it from their angle and we see it from our angle. Our angle versus their angle don't mean nothing. We ain't judges. We could judge it, but we're at home. We're not judges in real life. We ain't get paid for it. So to them, it's not going to matter how we see it. It's not going to matter how we see it. How judges see a fight from their angle is how they see it. And how we see it from at home is how we see it. But there has to be some point when we argue about these ridiculous scorecards and then make it seem like it's okay. And this is why fighters get discouraged, and they just feel like I don't want to do this no more. There's no reason why a fighter should ever have to feel like I don't want to do this anymore. So just be tripping a lot. But what can? Yeah, what can you do? Exactly, son. What can we do? Well, I tell you what we can do. We can stop leaving the score. We can stop leaving the fight in the judge's hands. That's what we can stop doing. This goes for professional and amateur. Everybody can't go in there and get a knockout. But yeah, patience is outcome. Yeah, yeah, that's a fact. Really, that's a fact. That's a fact. Maniac, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, Maniac? Thanks for coming, my brother. I appreciate you. Let me get you right now, my guy. Get you right now, my guy. Um, and what you can do is not leave the. You can't leave it in the judge's hands. You understand me? Because a lot of these judges, we don't know what fight they're looking at. We all watch fights from a different angle. Even when we're at a venue, there's certain things we're gonna see, and there's certain things the judges are gonna see. And then we go, well, what fight was you watching, bro? Like you crazy? He landed like 130 punches. What do you mean? What are you watching? Or he threw 130 punches and he landed 70 or whatever, or 65, whatever. Who's counting? What are you watching? Now, I'm not taking up for judges. Now, I'm just saying that at some point, it's got to stop because we see things for what they are. But like I said, we're not actual judges. We're just at home judging the fight. You know what I mean? We don't get paid for doing this. But when something like that happened, the way it happened yesterday, and that wasn't the outcome, I'm not siding with Jonas. I'm not siding with Maya, but we're not going to make it seem like she just dominated from the first to the 10th round. We can't do that, ladies and gentlemen. We can't do that. We can't. We if you watch that fight, she didn't dominate the whole fight. Now, yes, Makaya she did put the beats on her, but also Jonas had her moments. She had her moments. We can't say she didn't have her moments. So what it is that we look at her face, and if anybody didn't see the fight, their first thing they're thinking is, "Oh my God, Makaya killed her through the whole fight." No, no. They both went out there and gave it their all. That's what I love about women's boxing. It was great, but I probably would have been. I don't know how the rest of y'all feel, but I would have felt more comfortable if the fight would have been a draw. I'm gonna be fair. I'm not gonna be one of y'all that's gonna be on these channels arguing. It's just because you're a Michaela fan and you don't like what happened to her. You're a Jonas fan. Y'all gonna go back and forth about it. Me, I'm gonna just be brutally honest about it. I'm more comfortable if it would have been just a draw. Now, but even with a draw, y'all gonna argue that. I swear y'all gonna argue. How the hell is it a draw? Michaela clearly smoked to do she smoked to do 10 rounds. No, she didn't. Now, towards the end, Michaela turned it up. Even through the other rounds, she got her shots in. But really, when she started busting her up, that was in the later rounds. Somebody stop me when I'm wrong, and I'll stop talking about it. I know what I watched. The video I watched was no different from the live video y'all watched. I didn't watch highlights. I got to watch the whole video. The only difference with the video I watched is that I couldn't see them talking in the corner. When the round ends, they just go to the next round. So, but I was able to watch it. Um, I mean, it you know what, Maniac, it wasn't, but when you look at it, they both had their moments. Now, I will say at the end, Maya, she turned it up. I'm not gonna lie, she did turn it up. She turned it up. But for them to have my beef with that is For them to have the scorecards that they had, it was like the fix was already in. Somebody please stop me when I'm wrong. For Makaya to be an undefeated fighter, and there's nothing wrong with losing, but for her to go overseas twice, and lose, it seemed like the fix was in when she fought Alicia. Maybe it wasn't, but damn, if the fix wasn't in the Alicia fight, it damn sure was yesterday. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know, it's I didn't get that. I'd rather them just called it a draw, and I would have been fine with that. Okay, it's a draw. Cool. Let's do this again. Let's do it as, but this time we're not doing it over here. You got to come to America, and we gonna be fair about it. Let's not go to Vegas because even though Myers is from California, she lives in Vegas. Anyway, she still got home. She still got home court advantage. Vegas and LA is not far from each other. Hey, come up north, baby. Come here with it. Come here with it. Who's not gonna pay for that? Maniac. Hey, bro, who's not paying for that, Maniac? Who's not paying to see that rematch here at the Garden? Not in the little venue, but in the big venue. I think even in the big venue it sells. Who's not paying for that? Okay, all right, even if you did put it in the little venue, who's not paying for it? Who's not paying for it? Smash my like button. Y'all on your way in and on your way out, man. I appreciate everybody coming in and rocking with your boy. Yo, I'm telling you, Maniac, bruh. You can't really take it to, now that I think about it, you can't take it to LA or Vegas because really it wouldn't be fair because Myers is from there. If anything goes wrong, they're gonna say they gave it to Myers because that's her home. She's from LA, but she lives in Vegas. They both right next to each other. Bring it to New York. Why not? Why not? But if Myers goes back over there for a rematch, it might not turn out good for her. As you can see, it already didn't turn out good for her. So before I argue about who won, I really want to argue about them scorecards. But nobody's going to argue about that, though, because everybody's too busy just being a fanboy. I want to argue about them scorecards. And I want to argue the fact of why it should have just came out to be a draw. Now, I can't speak for Maya, but I think who knows if she would have argued the fact that it wasn't no draw and I won. But I'd rather take a draw knowing that I'm leaving with one loss versus me thinking I won and now I'm leaving with two losses. A draw saves you from catching another L. Does anybody realize that? A draw saves you. It just says, let's do it again. Because you know in the next fight, it ain't going to be no draw. A draw sets up for another match. But I guess those judges didn't have that on their mind. Yeah, let's get up out of here. That's 2 times that happened to Mayor. 2 times. I don't know how y'all feel about it. Maybe y'all see it different from what I'm seeing it. You probably have your opinion on who won, and that's cool. We all entitled to that. Yeah, this is what I'm just Maniac. I'm just trying to make some sense out of it, bro. If we gonna sit here and bicker and beef and argue about it, Mayor won that fight outright. Me just by I mean, I tell you what, Demetrius. I mean, I mean, you can look at but this is what I was talking about before. We can't just look at somebody's face and see how beat up their face are, and then go like, okay, they won. I know plenty of fighters where their face has been beat up and the other face person was regular and they still won. My thing is they both had their moments. Makaya really started getting in her ass, I'll say towards the end of the rounds. She had her moments before that. But when she started busting her face up, that was really towards the end of the rounds. They both had their moments. We have to give Jonas some type of credit. Even though she's not from this side of the world, we got to give her some type of credit. She had her moments. But them scorecards is what bothered me, bro. Them scorecards were disrespectful. For all that, just call it a draw. Call it a draw so we can do it again. Y'all robbed that girl twice. Yeah, y'all robbed that girl twice. Makaya went through this twice. Twice. At least with a draw, she just would have kept her one loss. She would have kept her one loss. That's crazy. I'd rather y'all call it a draw. Let them do it again. Just sub for my wife, Marvel and Gas. Appreciate you. Thank 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 you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming in, y'all. Thanks for coming in. Jonas' team was smart not to go 3 minutes per round. Yeah, yeah, Dimitri. Yeah. That clearly was yeah. That wouldn't have been a good idea. But listen, let's keep it real, y'all. How many of us want to see it again? I do. I do. I don't want to see it again over there though. They're gonna have to bring it. They're gonna have to bring it to America. They're gonna have to bring it to America because I'm afraid that if they go over there again, they're gonna get Mayor for. They're gonna get her again. They're gonna get her again. Timing is not on her side clearly when she's over there. Time is not on her side. No, sir. Timing is not on her side. And like I said, the scorecards is the biggest argument out this whole situation. They won't do it in the States. You know what? They won't do it in the States, unfortunately, and that's sad. That's sad because as much as it sounds good, right? Let's do it in the States. Maniac, yeah, you're right. They might not. They might tell us she might have to come over there again. And if I'm Michaela, if I gotta come over there again, I'm not doing it, bro. You're not about to smoke me for a third time. Y'all not about to smoke me for a third time. You're not about to do that to me. That's crazy. I don't understand the logic of that. I really don't. And this is where boxing is not. It just becomes frustrating and it becomes aggravating because then you go, okay, what what could I do? What can we do as fans? What can we do? Give me a second, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Um, I mean, Demetrius, I mean, you said no need for a rematch, but I'm sure people will want to see it again. You know, I'm sure somebody will want to see it again, or maybe not. Because I tell you what, if they're gonna screw her like that, over not, if they plan on making that happen again to her, then yeah, maybe a rematch is not necessary if they plan on doing that again. If you plan on doing that to her, I'm sorry, y'all. I got interrupted. I got interrupted. I apologize. That made me mad. No, these are rematch. Would avoid Mayor and looking to fight. Yeah, 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 yeah. You know what I mean? That won't be bad. Yeah, well, that's what I said. Me, they don't want to see her again. That's a fact. That's a clear fact. They don't want to see her again. They don't want to. They don't want to see that again. They're not. If you when you go back to this video, you're gonna hear me say that they ain't gonna probably want that again. As great as it sounds, and as much as we want it, fighters already know. Damn, that fight was tougher than I thought. I'm not about to go through that again. Shit, if I gotta fight her again, I'm gonna make sure it happens right here. I'm not, uh, I'm not taking no chances on that. Um, but it's sad. Is this is part of this. I don't want to say this is part of the sport, but this is how it goes. This is how it goes. Um, and it's sad to see it because sometimes it doesn't make the fight was too tough. All right. No, I already read that comment. So they don't. It gets fighters discouraged. It gets discouraging for fighters. It makes them either fall back from the sport or make them not want to have nothing to do with the sport. Because like it's nothing wrong with you losing one fight, you lose one fight, you lose your okay, everybody's not gonna go out undefeated. That's another thing. I think a lot of fighters be speaking from this passionate place in their heart where they're dying to stay undefeated. I'm not speaking for no fighters, but I'm just speaking from what I see and what I hear sometimes. Um, because even when the fighter knows that they lost their fight, for sure, they still carry on sometime with this. I don't believe this shit. I don't believe this shit. I just thought that I was just gonna, you know, I kept taking these easy fights. I'd have been able to leave out of here and I could be on my Floyd Mayweather shit. I would leave here undefeated. That's not how that's gonna go. Even with you fighting cab drivers and pizza delivery guys, you gotta watch them too. Mess around and you get your ass handed to you. But with the scorecards, um, yeah, it's just. And I remember doing this the end of the year. I think I did this on December 28th. The worst robberies in boxing, which is basically saying like the worst scorecards. What was the worst robberies? And I don't want to call last night a robbery, but we have to do better as far as the scorecards. We got to do better, y'all. Give me a second, y'all. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is though. Great fight last night. I truly enjoyed it. Um, shouts to Micaiah. Hope she doesn't get discouraged. She looked good at 147. It was her first time seeing her. Oh, let's hope she continues the campaign at 47. Hopefully, we can see her back in the ring soon. Because, like I said, these type of losses or type of fights um, gets people, man or woman, discourages them where they don't want to not fight again, but they feel like they need a lot of time off because sometimes you have to decide is, am I going to continue to do this? This is what pays the bills. This is what keeps the lights on. This is what keeps food on the table. But am I going to continue to do this? Um, and you got fighters 8, 10 weeks busting their asses in these gyms. Sometimes depends on when they taking the fight. 2 weeks notice or whatever. Hey, you got 2 weeks to prepare for this. They have to bust their ass probably 5 days a week out them 2 weeks, or you have to bust your ass for 6 days out of the 8 weeks, and you're giving it your all, being isolated from your family, turning your phone off, um, not being around certain people you want to be around, just you, your trainer, or just you and your camp. So when the big moment comes and you're thinking, okay, this is what I work hard for, let's go. And you already know going in there, I have to not only deal with my opponent, I have to deal with the referee, I got to deal with the judge. Well, it's enough to be in somebody's backyard fighting them because some fighters feel like the backyard doesn't mean anything, even though you know who the crowd's going to be cheering for. But hey, being in the ring is being in the ring. When you do all that, and then the outcome doesn't go the way that you wanted it to go, or that you prepared for this outcome. This is what you prepared for, but this is what happens because the scorecards look crazy. It just look crazy. Hopefully, Mayor doesn't retire too. Questionable losses will make a champ rethink this. This is what I yeah, well, D, this is what I'm trying to say. This is what I'm saying. Fighters get discouraged and just not too questionable losses, but where she took the losses at. It's not like the two losses happened in America. Where she had got those two losses here in America, I don't know. Sometimes fighting over there, it's sometimes it's questionable. It's questionable. Some people will go for the bag, but it's questionable. And that's another thing. You training this hard, and then you got to get ready to go out there. I don't want to get on no plane for 18 to 19 hours, depending on where I'm going to get somewhere, and I got to get those results. I could get those results right here in America. Shit, I could take that here. I can't take flying somewhere 14, 16, 18 hours. I don't know how long it takes to get out there in that side of the world, but believe me, bro, I gotta go get my dub. I'm not going no halfway across the world, dog, to catch no L. And if I do, then cool, but let me make it look like I really took a L. Don't say I took a L if I didn't take a L. So that right there, listen, I'm just speaking on how I feel, what I see, dog. I don't try to talk like everybody else. Everybody else just tries to sugarcoat it. Everybody be like, yo, she won fair square. That's it. Like I said, they both went out there and they gave it their all. I'm not mad at either fighter. I'm not mad at Jonas. I'm mad with the judges. I'm not mad at Mayor. Oh, how do you let this happen twice? I'm not mad at her. Not at all. Not at all. And I became a big fan of Jonas last. I watched her before, but last night made me become a bigger fan of her. Not because she won, it's because the girl's a dog and she can fight. They both gave it their all, and I'm hoping we see them go at it again. And if it don't happen, I'm cool with it. It seems like nobody wants a rematch with Mayo. Like once they beat her, they figure we beat her already. We ain't got to give her a rematch. It's just funny how nobody gives her that. Nobody gives it a rematch. I don't get that. Make that make sense. Y'all notice that? Did y'all notice that? Nobody. The two fighters, nobody gives a rematch. Well, of course, that fight just happened last night, but you didn't hear Jonas saying, "Hey, we can do it again." I didn't hear it. If y'all heard it, let me know. I might have missed it. It just it was just crazy to me. I didn't understand that was coming from a weird place. That was coming from a weird place. I didn't understand it. It just don't make any sense to me. But you know what it is? It is what it is in the sport of boxing. There's going to be some things we're going to understand, and there's going to be some things that we're not going to understand. That's just how it is. But on that note, shout outs to both of the ladies for doing their thing. Best of luck to both of them in the future. Okay, if you're listening, baby girl, which you hope you're listening, you'll be back. Don't get discouraged. Two losses does not define your career. You'll be back, and hopefully it won't be too long. We'll see you hopefully in the summer or towards the summer. Hopefully we don't wait too long for you because we need fighters like you. You represent women's boxing great. I don't think your name is mentioned enough, especially now with these two losses. People are just if people were speaking highly about you, they're gonna say, well, you got two losses, and you weren't knocked out in none of them losses. You weren't stopped in none of them losses, them two losses. You didn't quit in them two losses. They were taken. So so that's what's being said. Um, but hopefully you'll be back. And we're looking forward to seeing you come back. Jonas, I'm looking forward to seeing you come back. Whoever you fight, I'm definitely going to be watching because you women went out there and you gave it your all last night. And steady us just paying attention to everything else. Let's give these ladies their flowers because they definitely represented women's boxing to the fullest. All right. So with that being said, we're going to get into some other boxing talk later this week. There won't be no more talking about the Jonas and Michaela. We got that out the way. Unless some other women come up, uh, might I might get into the. I wanted to get into the Carissa Shields and Baumgartner. I don't know. I don't know about that. Um, what we can talk about is Tank and possibly who could be his next opponent. It's a couple of guys I would like to talk about. Uh, Richard Hitches, bringing him up, and who do we want to see him in with next? It's a couple of things we could talk about. So I'll have to think about what it is that I feel like is worth talking about this week. I don't think there's any matchups this week, but I will be live this week, Gleason's Boxing Gym. So make sure y'all tune in for that. I'm supposed to be there the 26th and the 27th, but it might be where I might not be there on both days. I might be there only one day, so you can't catch me. I'll let you guys know either Friday or Saturday. You guys will be able to catch me. I'll be live from Gleason's Boxing Gym. All right, back to my. This will be my first amateur event attending to this year. I already missed three so far, but it's okay. The most important one was last night, and I missed it. Right, due to me not really physically not up to just moving around, but I'm okay now. So I'll be back on that this week, and of course, Spar Wars and everything is going on this week. So of course, you're gonna see me moving around this week as usual. So y'all just stay in tune, pay close attention to what's going on. It's gonna be a lot going on. Of course, um, especially for the month of February. Keep in mind, February 16th, we got Oshaki Foster, we got Nova going on. I'm going to be speaking about that in the next couple of weeks. Too early for me to speak about it now because there's other stuff coming up. You know, Tiafimo, Jermaine Ortiz, that's going to be coming up. So those are going to be the two fights in February that we know for sure that's happening. Jermaine Ortiz and Tiafimo Lopez. We got Nova and we got Oshaki Foster. So I don't want to spend too much time speaking about imaginary fights. But all we know is that Javante Tank Davis is supposed to be, I guess, we scheduled a return for March 30th. Um, let's see where that happens. It's been talks about Rolly Romero and Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Actually, that's something that I'm going to probably get into maybe tomorrow. Well, I'll get into that. I don't want to say it's a fantasy fight because it's something that could possibly happen. Rolly doesn't have a dance partner right now, and neither does Isaac Pitbull Cruz. He's sitting around waiting for Tank. I don't think he needs that. I don't think he deserves that. That's just my opinion. Um, I think him and Rolly would be explosive. They'd be explosive, and that'd be a fight that should be held right here at the Barclays Center, Brooklyn. That would be great. The Barclays Center. I guess I don't know if they're interested, if they'd be interested or not. They want big fights. There's no way you can't tell me that Isaac Pitbull Cruz if Rolly Romero doesn't sell at the Barclays. Yes, it is. It's going to sell no matter if people say they're fans or not, because people are going to want to see boxing back in Brooklyn. They're going to want to see boxing back in Brooklyn. There's no way you put a fight like that in the Barclays and people are going to tell you that they're not going to come out. Boxing is filled with a half the people that you see come to these boxing matches don't know nothing about boxing, don't have a clue, but they are fans. I literally have watched 10 women show up to a boxing match with no men. And rather, if they're there for the men or they're just there for the sport, they pay their money to come. So you take a Pitbull Isaac Cruz and you take a Rolly Romero, that's going to put asses in seats. So let's hope um, that is something that'll happen. So, like I said, that might be a topic tomorrow. I might be getting on. So everybody will tune in. If you know me, um, I'll be back tomorrow morning, or I can come back tonight. It all depends on how I feel. I might just be back tonight. You know what? To make up for the 2 days I was gone, I might just come back tonight. So I'm gonna see how I'm feeling, and we'll definitely do something. Y'all know what's up though. You know I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Smash that like button. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. This is where it goes down at. I appreciate every single last one of y'all. And I'm gonna get back to doing what I do. All right. Y'all know what it is. It's the No Doug Zone podcast. Let's go.